You know that you're in business mode when you've got like multiple cups of drinks. Mine is a bone broth and a cup of tea and a water bottle. So is your office the same where you're just like constantly you've got like hydration on hydration? I want to talk about why articulating, wow, the word's even hard to say, articulating content feels really hard right now. Like you are finding it hard to articulate what you know, how you can help people, how it's coming across, and just even like your brand personality as well. What comes to mind first for me when I think of this problem and I help my clients with this is that you're looking elsewhere too much. You're like looking at what everyone else is saying and you're looking at the competition and you're looking at like the big dogs in the industry. But when you think about what you really know deep down, you know so much. And I think it's being wasted by being like, oh, am I saying the right thing? Because she said something different to what I thought I believe. So I'm just going to like shift into what she says. Or I actually really want to talk about this thing, but no one in the industry is talking about it. So maybe it's just like not the thing right now. I'm not going to talk about it. Or you're like looking on reels, looking on TikToks, looking on stories, and you're like so inundated with content that you're like, you finish your scroll hole and then you're like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. Or you're like, I have nothing unique to say because everything's been said, because you're just like constantly looking elsewhere. So that's the first thing that comes to mind when it's like, I'm finding it really hard to like create my own brand voice. You're looking elsewhere too much. So what it could look like is just cutting the consumption, even for a day, if not then a week, if not then a month. Like the best thing that I ever did on my old account when I got to this point, I remember a phase in business where I was like, I don't know what to say, and I don't feel my power anymore, and I don't know what else to post. And I remember that even from a business standpoint, in terms of offers or creation or innovation, I felt like I was tapped. And that was because I was following so many other people in the industry that all of a sudden, before I'd even had my morning cup of tea or several drinks, bone broth and water, I'd already consumed so much of other people's power and brains and wisdom and knowledge that I just like would not feel creative. I wouldn't feel innovative. And even from a point of like confidence in my ability to lead or to like run a business or to sell, I just felt like I was being like consumed by it and like swallowed by it. Like I was just like getting lost and everyone else was sort of running ahead of me. So I actually stopped scrolling on that account because I had my personal account, my first business and this business. And so I only like scrolled if I ever wanted to like look at what everyone else was doing on my personal account, and that was it. Best thing I'd ever done for that phase that I was in. Obviously, like I don't want to condone scrolling, but equally I know that you're going to have moments of scrolling. So it's like just play with what feels good for you basically, and know that you don't have to be in this phase constantly, because there's also so many benefits of being in your industry. Like if you are in your industry and you're like connecting with other people and cheering other people on and like getting in other people's conversations and other people's profiles, that can actually grow your visibility like crazy and like insert yourself in an industry. So that can be a really powerful thing as well. So I think it's just like checking in with what phase of business you're at and what feels really good for you. Then when I think about having trouble articulating and like just putting together like a piece of content, is that maybe you don't actually have a strategy behind it. Maybe you're currently just brain dumping, chucking anything out, kind of just like throwing whatever's on your mind into the world. And so then it's like if you wake up and you don't feel that, right? You don't have a download, for example, like in the shower or whatever it might be, then it's like, oh my God, what do I create for content? So that's where it kind of flags to me, okay, maybe we need to start inserting intention and a real strategy behind your content. Now, what that looks like for me is, I think, different to a lot of people. I don't schedule anything. I don't like plan anything out, as in I don't like have, okay, this is posting tomorrow, this is posting the next day, this is the caption. I do things on the fly because I've done content for like 5+ years. that's how I work best. So I think it's figuring out what feels good for you in terms of a strategy. Do you need to have more of a like set up, schedule, like sit down, batch it, plan it kind of strategy? Do you need a strategy where you're actually just speaking to the dream client? Because when I think about content, the first thing that I do is open my copywriting Bible, which is in Dream Clients on Tap, which you can go and grab the free Dream Client checklist, which will give you a little taste of Dream Clients on Tap, and you can jump in and you can get the copywriting Bible and everything in Dream Clients on Tap. And I'll leave all of the links below as well, so you can go and have a look. That's the first thing I go to. I go to the copywriting Bible, and so the first thing that I do is I go to the copywriting Bible. So in that, it has exactly where my client is at, what they're struggling with, what they want on the other side of it. So I can actually pull out something from that, which I've already done time and time ago, pull something out of that. And then I know that whatever piece of content I'm creating based on that table is going to be landing. It's going to be speaking directly to the dream client, and I don't have to constantly be in the frequency or have a download to be able to create content. I actually just have the very strategic backing of it. Now, why this is so important is that this is the thing that's going to increase sales, is when you can show your dream client how you can help get them from A to B. That transformation is so important. And if you're not showing that transformation and you are just relying on random downloads and like brain dumping, then you're not going to have as many sales as you want. So this is a really cool thing, kind of like two birds, one stone. It's going to help you articulate content and what you want to say, because now you're putting your dream client front of mind, and you're going, okay, all I need to do with content is show them how I can get them from A to B. That's it. And the copywriting Bible will help you with that. So that's exactly what it looks like in terms of the strategy for me. It's on the fly, but it's got that strategic backing of not just like random brain dumping, but actually showing my dream client. Transformation. Another thing when I think of trying to articulate yourself within content is that maybe there's a little bit of like muddy waters when it comes to you standing out online, as in like what makes you different, or why would someone buy into you, or what are your brand pillars? Because that difference is, again, the thing that's going to help you sell. So when I think of content, again, in a very strategic way, I kind of think, okay, what offers am I selling right now? That's going to be the first indication, and that's going to tell me the area that I want to speak to. So for example, if I'm launching Online Offer Launchpad, which is a masterclass, which is launching mid-May, which is very exciting, then I would start to think, okay, creating offers, creating a hot audience, launching a low ticket offer, the mindset behind that would be the area that I would think to for most content, right? Other things that can come in, but that's the area that I would think about. So then I'd go, okay, where is my dream client struggling in terms of those things? Offers, launching low ticket offers, selling, scaling to 10K months. What's my client struggling with in that? Insert the copywriting Bible right here, right? You've already written it out, so it's already done. So I can then go to that copywriting Bible and go, right, here's all the things my clients are struggling with. This is where they want to be. And I can pull out a piece of content from that. And then above that and beside that, I can also think, okay, what are my like brand pillars that I can speak through, and what are the types of content that I can speak through? So brand pillars for me would look like mindset, it would look like desire marketing, it would look like scaling to multiple six figures, that kind of thing. So I can do it through the lens of that. And then I've also got different ways that I like to create content, as in I like authority content, very results driven. I like activation content, pulling people and calling people forward. And I like connection content, like storytelling, bringing me into it. So that's like 1,000 different ways that I can create content. So when I think about someone struggling to articulate and create content, like articulate themselves and their brand and where they're at and put that through content, it's telling me that maybe there isn't a strategy, and it's more so just like, what do I say? You need a strategy. And this looks like exactly what I'm speaking about, the copywriting Bible, the A to B transformation through different pillars, through different lenses, so that you are really just strategically posting content. I kind of don't like, and that's why I hesitate on the word strategically, because I think people think that puts them into a box where it's like, oh, it's like 1, 2, 3 steps and it has to look like this. Strategy is just an intention. That's it. That's all strategy is. So being really intentional with content so that you're speaking to the dream client based on the offer that you're currently selling. That's all it needs to look like. But if you need more help with that, I'm going to drop a free dream client checklist into the show notes below, so you can go and grab that and just make sure you're doing all of the bits and pieces in terms of attracting those juicy dream clients. And then you'll also be able to jump into Dream Clients on Tap if you want to grab the 3-part mini course and the copywriting Bible as well. It's my baby and it's incredible.